Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Parliament of Owls. This one is a very special one. This one is our one-on-one shot with Guilty Cosplay. How are you, Guilty?
I'm good. I'm very excited.
I am. I was gonna say I am too, but keep going.
This is my first time doing a Pathfinder or D&D or any TTRPG session without like 4 people. So
I will say it's much more intimate, and it to me it's very much like you don't have to compete, right? You're not like, oh well, I have to give someone else time. You don't have to think that way. You're just like, oh, I'm reliant on this. So let's find out. Let's get right into it. Auri wasn't always a little mushroom. Before that, before the day in which she was finally turned, she was a spirit. Small, large. Describe to me what she looked like.
sure. So Auri as a spirit, is pretty small, sort of incorporeal, like when there's a big fat cloud and then there's little like wisps at the end where it sort of turns into sky and you're not sure exactly where the cloud ends and begins.
Mm-hmm.
That's Auri.
A small amorphous shape, kind of gliding through. You spend most of your time in what, ironically, is a ghost town. Other spirits walk through, reliving their lives day by day, unaware that they're even dead. But you're a little different. You know what's going on, and while you use this to your advantage to play tricks or have fun or get your way, it's getting quite boring and stale. Early morning. Well, for you, it's more of an evening, since you're more active at night than you are at day. You kind of become restless in yourself, and you wake up in the same place that you wake up every night, up in an attic of a random house.
It's musty in here.
You speak that, and you hear the, oh, who is it? Who's there? A very familiar voice. It's the same old spirit that never remembers that you're there, sitting in a corner in a rocker. Oh, who's that? Who's there?
Do they have like a blanket or any sort of covering on them?
Yeah, they have a small blanket that's actually from the corporeal world. That when they start to form, it forms underneath it, lifting the blanket, giving them kind of a shape. And they hold a cane as they rock back and forth. Oh, I heard you. I heard you out there. Who was it?
Okay, instead of talking to this person, I'm going to sneak up and then try and grab the blanket, put it on like a cape, and run down the stairs with it.
Oh gosh, this place is haunted! You run down the stairs like a superhero down with a cape on your back, and you run down the stairs out the front door to explore your world. And again, it's the same thing. Boring and drab. People walk across the street back and forth, going on with their day as if they were actually needing to eat, as if they actually needed to work, pretending to plow the field that you can see has been barren and a waste for years. You're done with this place. And as you kind of stand there, bored with your own self, you catch something in the corner of your eye. Roll me a d20.
Okay. 3.
You catch something in the corner of your eye, which is a piece of information I already got, that is out of the norm. But you're not quite sure what it is. And it's right outside of the city limits, a place that you don't very go often.
Well, it is quite a boring day already, and it only just started. I think I could make an exception. I'll chase after this new exciting thing.
You start to move closer and closer to this object, or what you believe to be a thing that is just, it could be a plant, it could be anything. And as you move closer, you see her. A tall, 5'11" woman wearing all white and holding a basket full of apples as she walks through the forest, picking up little doodads and plants and seeds off the ground, completely unaware of your existence.
Does she look real?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow for a little bit and pay close attention to the types of things that she is choosing to put in her basket.
She goes across the ground, and it looks like she's picking up small little saplings or plants, and she takes a little bit of dirt with them, packing it and placing it in her basket. It looks like she is getting the new life that is growing around here, and she's collecting it.
Well, never exactly tried this before, but I think I might be able to do it. Like to take a little loop along the forest trail, so that I can get ahead of her, and then focus very hard on one little sapling on the ground and try to like
Possess it?
fold myself up into it. Yeah.
All right, roll me a d20. See how well you can
Okay.
do.
15.
You shrink yourself down as small as you possibly can, and you can't really fit yourself into this tiny little sapling, but you are able to kind of move with it, right? When you move, it kind of moves with you. And you're able to kind of move along with it. She continues to move along, and she moves closely to you. And before she goes to reach for the sapling, she stops and takes a few steps to the left and continues to walk past you.
Well, that will not do. I'm gonna try it again. And pull myself out of it and run around to ahead of her on the track, on the path. And I think this time I'll try something more showy, like maybe some wildflowers that look pretty young, but like I'm gonna try and leave a little more of my like
shape,
ghostly self around it, so that it looks curious enough to investigate.
All right, roll me another d20.
An 8.
She continues to move forward, and this time she doesn't get as close as she did before. In fact, she stays quite a bit away, and she looks over at the plant and she goes, "You can come out, little one."
I'm just a flower.
Oh, I do not think that you are. In fact, I know you aren't. Come out. There's no reason to hide unless you are here for ill intentions.
I'm not feeling very ill. Are you?
No, I'm quite healthy.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll unfurl myself from the undergrowth.
What is your name?
Auri?
Auri. Oh, that's a lovely name. Where did it come from?
I haven't thought of that question in a long time. I think someone used to call me L'Oreal, but I've always known myself as Auri.
And why, I must ask, are you here on this trail following me along?
Well, you see, I wasn't exactly following you. I was kind of just here, and then you happened along.
Roll me a d20.
Natural one.
She looks at you and goes, "You're starting to make me think that you are not a nice spirit, but in fact, an evil one. One that is here to hurt me. Is that true?"
Well, I don't know how you would have gotten that impression, but I don't think I want to.
She reaches into a basket and she pulls an apple out. And with her other hand, she reaches out and takes a small knife. She cuts a slice out of the apple and she holds it out. She goes, "Here, take it."
Can I do that?
Try it. As you touch the apple, your hand begins to glow and you start to see the hand of who you were before you were a ghost in front of you. As you hold the apple, go on.
What did you do?
Eat it. It's yours. It's my gift to you. A show of how willingness I am to be kind and open with you. And I hope that that turns away the other way. As you chew the apple, you feel warmth for the first time in you have no idea how long. As your amorphous shape starts to collect, like dew onto plastic, you start to take the shape of who you were before you were a spirit. So Ori, let's try this one again.
Yeah.
What were you doing on this trail and why were you following me?
Well, you look very interesting, and there are not very many new things that come around here, so I was curious. I just wanted to see.
She moves over to a small rock and sets her basket. And as she sets her basket down, you can almost feel the weight of the basket. And you realize that the basket hasn't grown at all the entire time as she has continued to put things inside of this basket, and that only a bushel of apples are what sticks out of the top of it, even though she has continued to put other things into it. And she sits down onto the rock and she looks at you and says, "Well, it is the first time in a long time I've gotten to speak to someone like yourself. Do you mind speaking with me and having a little chat?"
That sounds nice.
So tell me, Ori, what do you remember before?
like to think of that.
That's okay. There's a lot of things that we all don't like to think about or talk about. What would you like to talk about?
Plants? What are
Plant.
you doing with them?
I collect them. I collect them from my garden.
You have a garden?
I do.
Can
It's a
I
very
see it?
No, I don't think no.
Please,
I
please,
don't
please, please, please,
think
please, please,
that I
please.
can show you the garden. I can describe it to you.
Okay.
If you were to stand at the center of it, there would be a large, beautiful, golden tree that releases apples from it that the gods themselves devour and well, from the tree itself around it are every single plant, tree, and mushroom that you can see from as far as you can see. And it is always sunny, and it is always just the perfect temperature.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like to think about it a lot.
So, why are you here? I wouldn't go anywhere else if that's where I lived.
Have you ever, and I apologize for asking, before, did you ever get sweets or candy or treats as a child?
I think so.
Did you ever eat too much of it and your stomach get rumbly and icky?
Maybe.
Now, no matter how perfect something is, how wonderful something is, if that is the only thing that you experience, sometimes it's just nice getting your hands dirty. As she like holds her hands up and you can see that her hands are covered in dirt and there's dirt underneath her nails and she is not clean. In fact, she has completely come out here and has been picking away at plants and collecting them.
I think I know what you mean. I've had this feeling for a while that I need to stay home because there's people there that need me. But I'm so bored with it. I don't think that's true, really. I don't know, my head hurts when I think too much.
Well, it seems like we are two kindred spirits. Well,
You're a spirit?
no, I mean, um, oh gosh, it's as in we are two people that are intertwined with the same feelings.
Maybe.
Now, I have to say, and I don't want you to get your hopes up, but that form won't last very long. It will go back to the way it was.
Well, before that happens, I would really like to do some things. So can you let me know how long?
Well, it's dependent on how active you are. If we just sit here and talk, it could last hours, if not days. But if you run around and exude your energy, it could only last minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to do.
Run around?
Yeah, and you know, um, so there's this. I'm not. I don't know if I should tell you.
Oh, yeah? Is there a secret that you have?
How did you know?
The nose knows. And as she pokes her nose as like kind of a joke, you can see that at the tips of her fingers, that the tips that were just dirty moments ago look to be blackening and almost rotting slightly. As she touches her nose, she looks down at her finger and she closes her hand into not a fist so much as just, hiding the tips of her fingers as she clasps them together. Well, don't we all have secrets?
I guess so. It's nothing big. It's just that I guess I really want to know where there aren't any more people like you around, and everybody in the place where I am is like they are, and I feel like it would be a lot more exciting if there were people like you that came around and like if I could just be in the forest and be with the nature stuff and maybe learn how to make the golden tree grow here, then I could eat it all the time.
Well, the golden tree can only exist in one place. And right now it's being taken care of very well. But I do have to go back eventually.
But maybe you could just make me a new home here. Or somewhere more exciting, where there's people that do more than sleep.
I'm not quite. And as she goes to say this, she hears a rustle, and you even hear it as well. And she quickly turns her head and she reaches over to her basket and closes it, like physically close. You see the apples move into it, and she waves her hand over it, and you can see that the basket itself like doesn't disappear but turns invisible. She goes, "Be quiet now, be quiet." And something moves out from the tree line. You didn't think you were going to get that far away from me, did you? I didn't think I was running from you. No, you're not running from me. It's just that you owe me something. I don't believe I owe you anything. And if you hurt me, there'll be serious consequences. You say that, but funny enough, we've lined a couple things up. And he looks over and sees you and goes, "Who's your friend here? Maybe we don't have to hurt you and just have to hurt them." You won't be putting your hands on anyone. And she snaps her fingers, and as she snaps her fingers, you go back and like water drops to the ground. You become in your amorphous shape.
Dang it!
Be quiet. So, you gonna come peacefully, or do we have to drag the corpse that you're currently riding around in?
Can I like float up to the branches of the tree that's hanging over the top of them in the path? Okay.
And the thing is that you hear this voice, but you don't see anyone. Like, it looks like she's talking to the night itself.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay. I'm gonna hide myself in the leaves, though.
Now that we're alone, we can start negotiating. What do you want? Oh, just the whole entire tree, your existence, I don't know. Ruling all of the realms of gods and man, I don't know. There's quite a few different things that we want. Why don't we start with this simple? Where is the key back to your home? I will absolutely not be telling you. Perfect. The way I like it. And all of a sudden you see her lifting up off the ground, and it looks like someone has grabbed her arms as you see shadows wrap around her arms and lift her up and against the tree. Good. It makes it easier when you don't behave for us to just beat it out of you And you can see all of a sudden she just, it looks like something hits her in the stomach. And this goes on for a little while as she continues to not speak of who she is or where this key is or where anything is. They go, and you watch this for a little while as she looks up at you. Even though it looks like she is in pain, she still sees you, and she just gives you a little wink. And you start to notice that her fingertips now have turned into her hands, her palm, and all the way down her arm. Looks like time's running out for you. It looks like the life force that you've put into this corpse is only here for a little bit longer. Now, how about you tell the mistress where everything is before time runs out and you're stuck here for the rest of your life? How is this? You go get your mistress, and I will tell her. Ooh, so you agree? Yes, I agree. Perfect. But I can't bring you there because of, you're alive and whatnot. And I can't leave you, so let's see, how are we going to... And all of a sudden, you can see the trees themselves, vines reach out and wrap around her body. Perfect. No one will find you. I'll be back momentarily. As you can see, the bushes and shrubs move out of the way. A few moments pass, and she... Oh, Auri, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I do?
I need you, okay, can I trust you? It's very important, can I trust you?
I don't know, I'm not used to responsibility.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good answer. Okay. Gosh, okay. In my pocket, there is, there's this tiny mushroom. Can you grab it? You can, anything that I touch, you're going to be able to touch.
Okay. I'll try.
You reach into her pocket, I assume. And in fact, there is a small mushroom, red capped and white spotted. It's beautiful. And she goes, okay, I'm going to do something, and I'm going to give you what you want, but you have to help me afterwards.
Okay.
And you see her fingers moving, and you hear her start to chant. And all of a sudden, the world starts to spin around you. Your remaining life force as it exists starts to wane and weaken as you feel tired, but you can feel the warmth. And you look at this mushroom, and you can feel it start to grow around your hands and grow around your body. And you start to kind of meld with this. As you are in the midst of the air, you form into this mushroom leshy. And at the end of her speech and at the end of her speaking, you fall to the floor. Okay, Auri, just listen to me very, very carefully. I'm going to need you to cut me down.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna grab one of the vines and start running
Okay.
in a circle around the tree, trying to unwrap her.
Roll me a d20.
A 2.
You grab onto the vine and you start running, and as you run, when you are holding a rope and you don't know how long it is, and you're just trying to run, and you just kind of pull yourself, and poof, you fall back in there. Okay, no, I don't think that's going to work. Do you have teeth in your mouth? Maybe you can bite the vines.
Yeah. Okay.
Bite them. I just need a little bit of loose, and I can get out. Roll me a d20.
16.
Yeah, you start to gnaw and bite at them and you start to see the fibers of the plant start to weaken as they snap off, and a single vine around her like knees kind of comes undone. And as you start to bite down onto the second one, oh, you've brought friends. And I thought you were going to be fair and honest. And you hear the voice, and then now you see a body. A slender female in shadow form as she walks by. Oh, hello, hello, hello. It's a 2-for-1. A little leshy. And the goddess of the life of trees. How good it is to see the two of you. Well, I'll be honest, little leshy. One more than the other.
Hi, I'm Auri. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Ah, I love the color that you are. It reminds me of
Thank you.
blood and wine mixed together. Either way. And the woman that you've been speaking to, still trapped on the tree, she goes, you know you can't hurt me or they'll all know. No, you're quite right. I can't kill you. I can hurt you, but I can't kill you or they'll all know.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Why do you want to hurt this person?
Oh, aren't you just so adorably innocent? There's so much I could tell you, but that's like a supervillain monologuing, and that's just not my style. How's this? I've got a devilishly good idea. Did you know that power that she gave you to be in that form is only temporary?
Oh.
I can make it permanent. No, you cannot. Oh, are you going to tell me what I can and cannot do? And she snaps her fingers and shadow comes across her mouth. So, I'm in a little bit of a predicament, see? She's done some very naughty things to me. And I need your help. And I think that between the two of us, we can make this happen.
I think that I need a little more.
How is this? I can make that form of yours permanent.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to do... And she reaches into what seems to be her chest, and she pulls out a dagger. All I need you to do is just plunge this into her throat.
No. I mean, I need more.
Oh, a bargainer. And what exactly do you want?
Well, I think that the...
How's this? You seem lonely. What if I gave you the power to make friends?
I like friends.
This person here hurts my friends. And so we need to get rid of her. And I can give you the power to make as many friends as you want.
Yeah, but so there's a whole bunch of people like me. Well, not as exciting as me, but really boring people who are kind of stuck in like one town over. Could you give them all bodies too? All of them?
Sure, why not? But I will need something else.
What?
She had a bag with her of apples. I'll need those apples to bring your friends back.
really happy how they are. Actually, I think they might be perfectly happy to just keep existing until they don't anymore. Actually, I think maybe they're done on living. Would you be able to just get rid of it?
That's easier said than done. And by that, I mean, that's not what I meant at all. Why am I saying such stupid things? That is simply easy. I can make that happen in a heartbeat.
Do I have a heart now? Do I have a heart now?
And she's just like, she's looks terrified. And she's like looking at you like, roll me a d20. Let's see if you can tell. You can, let's see if you even know what she's kind of inferring.
Natural 20.
Yeah, she is inferring, no, please help me. Do not do this. You can tell, you can infer this amount of, as you continue to see the black moving up her arm, you see that her arms themselves are in fact that of the remains of some sort of corpse.
Oh, excuse me, please.
And I'm going to go back to gnawing on their vines.
So you go back to 9 and she reaches over and grabs your head and just turns it towards her and goes, "What do I need to do to convince you?" How's this? How would you like to have abilities yourself?
Abila who?
So other than making friends, what if I sprinkled on a little bit of magic on top of it?
Like, I could grow my own golden tree?
I think eventually, sure. Why not?
Do you promise?
And she puts out a hand that looks like a shadowy hand and a pinky out.
I think I should really get this other person out so that she can tell me what I should do, because she seems quite nice, and I mean, she gave this to me. How do I even know that you could do this?
That I can do what? Turn you into a Leshy?
Yeah.
And she touches your head and puts her thumb like right into your forehead to the point where it's almost hurting. And you feel your body just fill up. And it releases itself and goes, there you go. I can do that. And you feel like you've got power. You can feel it. You can feel the magic emanating from your fingertips.
I want to cast a spell at the tree.
You feel the power emanating from your hands as you release out, and these small little arrows producing out of your fingertips one at a time and hit her. Each one of them hitting. Oh, did you want to hit the tree or her? You tell me.
I kind of wanted to like hit the vines to give her a chance to break out.
All right, so then with that, roll me a d20.
Okay.
This is the first time you're using a spell.
It's a 5.
Okay, so I'm going to say that 1 out of your 3 arrows hits the target. So this is Magic Missile. So Magic Missile never misses. But this is the first time you've ever used a spell. And 1 arrow hits into the vines, and the other 2 hit her. As you can see, each one of them, you see a quick jump into her flesh like deteriorating and turning back into this corpse. And the woman looks at you and goes, good. And don't worry, I'll make you forget this too. I'll make you forget all of this. Just one more little hit. Come on, you can do it.
didn't mean.
Go on, use it again. Try and hit the vines off.
Okay. I'm gonna spin around, shoot the magic missile at the shady lady, and then run straight for where I saw the basket disappear.
Okay. So roll that d20.
It's a 19.
All 3 arrows emanate from your hands and start to circle towards her. As she looks up, you can see her starting to cast a spell, and you can see the arrows hit this thing, but she's slightly distracted as you start to run towards it. And she turns and goes, "Get her!" As you hear the voice, "Oh, I'm gonna get her." And you feel yourself, as you're getting towards where the plants, where the apples were, you get picked up and lifted, and your little legs start to kick as you're trying to run. Well, I guess this is technically correct. We'll find out the hard way. Put the knife in her hand. And he grabs your hand and puts the knife in it, and he holds your hand with the knife as he moves up to the druid, up to this woman, and stabs the knife into her neck. Blood starts to spew and covering the knife and covering your hand. As things start to blur and become confused, you're not quite sure what's going on or who she is or what's going on, and you get placed onto the ground and your surroundings go dark. And you wake up unsure of anything, of who you are, what you are, or who you were. Just that you're a mushroom. And there seems to be some sort of liquid on your hand, some red liquid, and on the knife that's on your feet. Oh no. What have you done? A slender female shape of a shadow stands and goes, You've killed her.
What? Oh, wait, where?
And they point, and there lays a body that you do not recognize, or you've never seen. You see there's a knife wound across their neck. The corpse looks to have been rotted. It's okay. It's okay. I'll protect you. I'll make sure no one knows that this happened. Do you hear me? No one will know.
Okay.
They'll kill you if they find out that this happened.
Oh, no. But I didn't mean, thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. Just take this, and out from the shadow, a little mirror comes out and is handed to you. You can talk to me through this, okay? I'll let you know if I need you, and maybe if I hide this and prevent anyone from finding out, you can help me. You know she was very important, right?
Auri puts the mirror up in front of her face and talks to the shady lady, like, through it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. It's okay. I've got this under control. I'll make it disappear.
Okay, thank you.
I think you're going to need something. And she puts her hand on your shoulder and kind of moves like the lack of a better word, flaps of the mushroom arms that you have. And she goes, "You're very special.
Thank you.
If you take one of these little mushrooms that grow on you and you place them on something, you can make friends and they'll follow you and help you.
Oh, I love friends.
Don't we all?
I'm Auri. Do you want to be my friend?
Of course I do. And she reaches out and grabs your hand. The shadow wraps around your hand as she starts to shake it up and down. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Oh! Gaslight, girl boss, gatekeeper. Damn.
Yeah. So that is where we're going to end today. Guilty, why don't you let people know where they can find you, and we'll go from there.
Sure. Well, thank you. I have been and continue to be Guilty Cosplay. You can find me everywhere at Guilty Cosplay. I stream on Twitch on my own channel, usually Sundays and Tuesdays. And on Monday night, you can find me playing indie games on Total Party Chill. Maybe sometime soon back on Q Time. So very excited.
Very soon. There's a lot of things working. We're going to make this happen fairly soon, especially for when this releases. So, yes, stick around for that. If you want to find out more about that, you should follow @_Q Times on Twitter. You should, if you're not following the Twitch channel or subscribe to the Twitch channel or to the YouTube channel, what are you doing here? And my name is Jake. You can find me on Twitter @IndigoQT. Until next time, bye everyone.